Senator Cardozo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And would the Senator take another question? Pleasure. So I'm not debating the merits of the issue, because I certainly see that there are strengths and reasons for and against extending the age. And by the way, often when I engage in Cengage events with 15 and 16-year-olds, I get them to debate this question, and I see among them people who are young people who believe for and against this issue. But your suggestion that the Senate should not engage in this debate, I would suggest, is problematic, because we would, for the first time, be saying there are certain things that the Senate should not be involved in, which the House should. Or alternately, if you take your argument to its extension, full extension, if the House passed such a bill, you would say we shouldn't be engaged in that, and we just should not vote on it, because we shouldn't be engaged in a matter relating to democracy and the lowering of the age. Am I misunderstanding your approach?
Senator Housakos.
The Senate decides what we do or don't do. We do it through debate and collective discussion. For example, through precedents many years ago, the Senate decided that we will not be we're not a House of Confidence. So we are not going to amend budgets. We're not going to defeat budgets. And we thought it's common sense, right? If you look at the constitutional rights and obligations, if this place wants to defeat a budget, we can. So if I understand correctly, we should exercise, and what you're saying is we should exercise that particular role. We made a choice, and it's not on, we just started making the choice today. The Senate has been making these choices for decades. So all I'm simply saying is when it comes to the Elections Act, it is not within our purview because we have nothing to do with it. No different than when we have a confidence vote on a budget. Because you know what happens when there's a confidence vote? This place shuts down, and people go before the Canadian people to get a mandate. You know what happens when we make changes to the Electoral Act? I'll tell you what happens. We can make all the changes and propose all the changes the day after an election. You're going to walk in your office, and you know what you're going to hear? Good morning, Mr. Senator. So I find that we have those rights and privileges. We should guard them. We should exercise them wisely, and be very careful when we start stepping over the line, because I think it won't be viewed positively by the Canadian public, and most importantly, it won't be viewed positive by the other place. There was a bill that passed in 2015, the Reform Act, for example, that excluded senators. They asked us to deliberate here and to vote on the bill because constitutionally we have an obligation and a right to make sure that bills pass both houses. But all the political parties that unanimously accepted that bill, and I don't know if those of you who were around back then, there's not many of us, they made it clear that they did not want us to participate at national caucuses on the House side to exercise the Reform Act. They just wanted us to rubber stamp it because it actually touched upon the fundamental principles of the electoral process over on the House side. So we've always accepted that principle, at least over the last 25, 35 years.
Senator Cardozo.
To clarify, you're not arguing that we should be staying out of electoral issues.
Senator Housakos.
What I'm saying is that we should not be amending the Elections Act which directly impacts the House without having any implication on our House. That's what I'm saying.